What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at the game Barbarian Kingdoms. Now, in Barbarian Kingdoms, you're going to be choosing from one of 6 barbarian armies from way back in the day, and ultimately what you're going to be trying to do is take over 7 territories or take out 2 kings. So let's check it out. You're going to have 6 different barbarian armies you will be able to choose from. That's going to be the Visigoths, the Saxons, the Franks, the Huns, the Ostrogoths, and the Vandals. Each side is also going to be controlling a certain number of provinces, and they're going to be color-coded with the barbarian armies. You also have what are called port provinces, and these are provinces that are labeled here with the anchor. What you'll be able to do is you'll be able to sail from one of these to another. So I could go from here, and then later on I could go to here to a province that I control, or to a province I would like to try to control. You're also going to be laying treasure tokens onto the neutral provinces here, and these are the provinces that have the uncolored shields on them, like so. And there's 3 different types. You've got a bronze, you've got silver, and then you have gold, and these are called tremis. Bronze is going to be worth 1, silver is going to be worth 2, and gold is going to be worth 3. Now, in the very beginning of the game, each player is going to receive 1 gold, 2 silver, and 3 bronze. Each player is going to be receiving a player board, and they're also going to be receiving a shield that they're going to place in front of their player board. Player board has a few things on it. Number 1 is going to be having control markers here that you're going to be using to mark your territory as you win it. You also have warriors here that you're going to be placing onto the board, and both of these are going to come with a cost. You're going to start from the left and move your way to the right. If you wanted to recruit a warrior, for example, you would end up paying 1. If you wanted to do the next one, you would pay 2, and so on. It's going to tell you your victory conditions. You're going to win if you take over 7 territories or take out 2 of the kings of the opposing armies. Right here are the battle points that you're going to be using when you're doing battle, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. And right here, each army is going to have 2 different special abilities that you're going to be able to use, or powers. And to show you the list of the powers that each has, I'll just show you this card over here. And then there are more over here on the back, as you can see. So let's talk about the actions. The first action you'll be able to do is what's called recruitment. Recruitment simply means you're going to take the token that is on the furthest left, and you're going to place it in one of your areas that you control. So let's just say I said Numidia. This is the cost that you're going to have to pay in order to put him out on the board, and what you'll do is you'll just simply take that amount of tremis and then put it on the same space where you place your player. The next action is taxation. Taxation simply means that you're going to take out any of the tremis that are on the territories that you own, and you can take up to 6. Right now I have 1, so I'm going to go ahead and take this and put it into my treasury, and that will be the taxation play. Up next is maneuvers. This just simply means you're going to be able to move over 1, like so, to the next adjacent area. You'll be mainly going to be moving in your own area, but you'll also be able to try to stake claims and try to assault other provinces in that way. You won't be able to have 2 units in an area like so. You'll also be able to do what is called castling, and that just simply means you're going to take your king and a unit that is adjacent to the king and swap them like that. You also have the ports you'll be able to do. You can just simply move one of your units to the sea, and then on your next turn go to one of the ports. The next thing you will be able to do is what is called an assault. To do an assault, you will simply move one of your players that is adjacent to the province you wish to claim and place it there. You will then see if anybody would like to contest the action. If no one contests the action, you will win the assault. If someone does contest the action, there is going to be a battle. If somebody does wish to challenge you, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to be adjacent to the province that you are trying to control, and then say, I wish to challenge or contest it, and then move into the province like so. If they decide to do this, there's going to be a battle that is going to ensue. So the first thing you'll be able to do in the battle is you'll be able to call for reinforcements. Any units that are adjacent to the province you're trying to take over can move in and try to help take over the province like so. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and score up your battle points. And the way you're going to score battle points is as follows. If you happen to have control of the territory that you're fighting over, you're going to receive 2 battle points. For every unit that you have that is a warrior, you're going to receive 3 battle points. So right now, blue has 6 battle points. The king is going to receive 6 battle points, and so this king right now is tied 6-6. So the next thing you're going to do is everybody is going to offer bribes. There are 2 purses in the game, so both players that are fighting over the territory are going to take their purses and they're going to go ahead and put a tremis in there as much as they would like to. Both the players are going to swap the purses out and they're going to go ahead and take the tremis that is there. Now, both of them are going to keep the tremis that they received regardless of whether they win or lose. But you're going to go ahead and count up the tremis that you gave to the opposing player, and then you're going to add 1 point for each tremis that you gave. So let's just say that blue ended up giving yellow 5 tremis and yellow ended up giving blue 3 tremis. Well, blue will end up winning the battle because they had the most points. So what's going to happen in this case is if the king ended up losing the battle, he's going to be eliminated and he's going to go to the side of the player that beat him. Any reinforcements are going to have to move out of the area to another province that they control, so I would just simply do like that. If it turns out the player can't do that, he's going to have to place his unit back onto his player board. I'm going to place a control marker here, and then I'm going to go ahead and take any loot that is there, i.e. pillage, and I'm going to go ahead and add it to my treasury. If it turns out that a warrior ends up losing in the battle, you're going to go ahead and place the warrior back onto your player board. The next action you'll be able to do is what is called a claim. A claim simply means you are going to go ahead and try to take over it. Now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to ask all the other players if they wish to contest it. If none of them contest it, then what you will be able to do is you will go ahead and pay the cost of the control marker. In this case, it'll be 1, and then you'll go ahead and place it over here, and this will signify that you now have control of that province. If somebody does wish to challenge you, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to be adjacent to the province that you are trying to control, and then say, I wish to challenge or contest it, and then move into the province like so. If they decide to do this, there's going to be a battle that is going to ensue. Now, if I'm simply just taking a claim and nobody challenges a claim, I'm not going to collect the loot like that. So anyway, each player is going to go ahead and take their turn, do one of the 5 actions that they can choose from, and the first player to either take over 7 territories or take out 2 kings is going to win the game. Well, I will tell you this. If you're a person that is looking for a game that's more advanced than Risk, but less advanced than a game like Axis to Allies, I think this is the perfect game for you. The designer of the game had told me that he was looking to take Risk to another level of sorts, and I really think this game does a fantastic job of doing that. First of all, thematically, I love the way the game works. I'm a big fan of like Roman history, and you know, back in those times, barbarians were all over the place trying to take over land and pillage and things like that. And I think this game does a really good job of emulating that. It's very easy to learn. I was able to teach my wife this game in about 10 minutes, and we got right into it. And really, this is kind of one of those games. It's easy to learn, but it's tough not to lose. You're always having to kind of keep an eye on what your opponents are doing, and then the powers that they have, and also how many points you're going to be able to score, bribes, how much money do you want to give up, you know, and then you have taxation. So you're constantly having to go between getting money, getting out troops, and then just trying to figure out what everybody else is trying to do. So it's a great game. I think it's one of those games that looks really good when you look at the box, and when you look at all the pieces, it looks like it's complicated, but it's really not. I think families could definitely enjoy this game. This is a game that you can easily teach and just get right into playing, and I would definitely bring this game out again for sure, and I'm looking forward to getting a copy. So I would definitely recommend this game to anybody who is looking for a game that's similar to Risk, but that's simpler than your typical big-time war games too. It's a good game. All right, guys, that's my review of Barbarian Kingdoms. We'll catch you later. Keep on gaming. you'll be able to do is what is called a claim. A claim simply means you are going to go ahead and try to take over it. Now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to ask all the other players if they wish to contest it. If none of them contest it, then what you will be able to do is you will go ahead and pay the cost of the control marker. In this case, it'll be 1, and then you'll go ahead and place it over here, and this will signify that you now have control of that province. If somebody does wish to challenge you, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to be adjacent to the province that you are trying to control, and then say, I wish to challenge or contest it, and then move into the province like so. If they decide to do this, there's going to be a battle that is going to